Kathy Hochul joins us right now. Kathy, I got to go to the money question for all of our New York City audience on radio and on television. What is your sense with Governor Cuomo of what Mayor de Blasio and you will do about the school system of New York City?
Well, thanks for having me on the show, and I'm sorry you had to twist the knife in my heart about the Bills loss, but that's another topic. With respect to the schools, the time that was back in the summertime when we were having lower infection rates, and the parents and the teachers and the city administration decided that if the number of infection rates hits 3%, that'd be a trigger to close down schools. But what the governor is saying now is that we're in a different era. We're now finding out, because of testing in schools, that the schools may be a safer place than having the children back out in their communities. So we are prepared to, work with them to say, can we make an adjustment here? Can we talk about having the schools stay open, because that may be better? Okay, let's do the math. It's 0.17% on the schools. Many other states are at 9%, which is where New York State's talking about, and de Blasio was married to 3%. How do you convince him and the teachers union in New York City to get to where Nebraska is, to get to where Oklahoma is, for that matter, to get to where Chicago is on this percent statistic? Well, that doesn't matter. It's what the parents and the teachers and the administrators feel comfortable with. We can say that you're going to be going back to school, but if the teachers say we don't feel safe, they're not showing up. If parents don't feel safe, the kids aren't showing up. Then you basically don't have an educational process that works at all. So you have to get buy-in from everyone. And that's simply what the governor has proposed over the weekend, to not have an automatic shutdown at 3%, but to use what's going on in the schools, testing results that we didn't have when the decision was made to trigger 3%. Now we have more data points. Why not look at the data that's in front of you? And if a school itself has a low rate of infection, less than 1% or whatever the metrics are going to be, why not keep them open? Because not only is it safer perhaps for the children, but also you think about the child care crisis that we've spoken about on your show for a long time, about how we're going to be able to let parents, particularly women, because it always falls on the shoulders of women, to figure out how to get back to their jobs when their schools are shut down again. That hurts our economy. It hurts our comeback. And so there's many dynamics involved here. Safety always being first, but realizing now that a 3% threshold is something that should be relooked at with the consultation with the parents and the teachers.
Kathy, the reality that you're looking at right now is so vastly different than the reality that equity strategists look out when they look out over until the end of 2021. How much economic scarring will there be in New York State, New York City, as layoffs have to begin, as we do not necessarily get any aid from Washington, D.C. during a lame duck session?
We won't have that aid immediately, is what it seems clear to me, and I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised that we can actually get Mitch McConnell to do the right thing and to say that, yes, states have suffered. Oh, I realize now it's not just the blue states. The red states are in trouble. Therefore, we will help them now, because he will go by whatever he thinks is in the political interest of his own party. Okay, fine. We're at a point now where the interests are all aligned. All American states need help with the testing, with the PPE, the help getting more doctors and nurses into some of our remote states that didn't expect to be dealing with this. So, but even if that doesn't occur in this lame duck session, I do believe that Joe Biden understands the urgency with this. Governor Cuomo has a strong relationship with him. We all do. And he knows that you cannot have a recovery, and we've said this before, a recovery for the nation without states like New York being able to come back strong, and to reduce the chance of more massive layoffs and to keep businesses prospering. That is our objective. We have to keep that going. So under a Biden administration, we feel very confident that the money will start flowing for state and local governments to help us get out of our holes budgetarily, but also to continue funding initiatives like vaccination distribution.
Lieutenant Governor, that will be early next year. We have some tough months ahead of us, as you know, and the numbers out of America have been quite worrying across many states in the United States. Lieutenant Governor, the president has been criticised for not being engaged enough on this issue, with cases increasing at a rapid rate. What is it you need from the federal government specifically that you've requested and aren't getting right now?
Money. Also, a distribution plan for the vaccination that could be helpful. Let's work on that now, not wait till the vaccine is available, then all of a sudden say, oh, let's start figuring it out. That has to be figured out now. In the state of New York, we started working on our plan back in the summertime. So, but money is the number one thing because that will allow us to continue funding the state and local, the communities, the first responders, the teachers, the healthcare workers, the child care workers. I think we need money first because they didn't help us when it came to testing. We could have used the Defense Production Act invoked months and months ago. Basically now the president checked out. He never wanted to lead. This could have been his Winston Churchill moment. He could have been a hero. He could have won the election if he had done this right. And he blew it basically, and now the consequences are he needs to move over, let the transition team of Joe Biden take over, let them have the opportunity to find out, where the money is, what programs need to be continued, what regulations need to be changed. Let them hit the ground running and start saving our country because it did not have to fall this far. New York State still has the third lowest infection rate in the nation after Vermont and Maine. We're at about 2.6%. The rest of the nation could be at 2.6%, and we could be functioning. But the president didn't care. He didn't do anything along the lines of what we were asking for early on. So the damage is done, and now it's time to do cleanup.